pacing back and forth. Your mind is going blank. You don't know what's going on. You feel lost in your own head. Your heart feels like it's going to beat out of its chest, and you feel like you can't breathe, so you gasp for air, which makes you feel dizzy and you feel like you're going to faint. Everyone gets anxious from time to time, whether it's because you have to talk in front of a crowd or you have a major exam coming up. I'm probably the most qualified to talk about this topic because I myself suffer from generalized anxiety disorder. I'm basically an expert. Today I will talk about generalized anxiety disorder, and I will go over some symptoms, a few statistics, and tell you about how one gets diagnosed and treatment for generalized anxiety. So first, let's talk about some statistics and similar disorders to generalized anxiety. 1 in every 4 people you see on a daily basis suffers from some kind of mood disorder, whether that be bipolar disorder or generalized anxiety or panic disorder. You can literally count them out at like your local grocery store. Just be like 1, 2, 3. Anxiety. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So there's other people don't always get treatment, and only about 33.1% of those people actually seek treatment to help with their anxiety. And women are twice as likely to get anxiety as opposed to men. Generalized anxiety looks a lot like panic disorder and OCD, except with panic disorder, one experiences random panic attacks that don't always have triggers and are constantly like panicked, and they feel impending doom with no matter what they do. With OCD or obsessive compulsive disorder, one performs repetitive actions because they have episodes where they feel like someone close to them or themselves are going to be injured in some type of way, because if they don't do anything in a specific order, they will have a negative outcome. They're just constantly on edge and panicked, and they can't sit still because they constantly feel endangered. So now let's talk about some symptoms of generalized anxiety disorder. Some of the symptoms I got from Mayo Clinic: the feeling of nervousness, always on edge, constantly feeling impending danger, of panic or doom. Sometimes they have panic attacks because they're just overwhelmed with everything that's going on. They have difficulty concentrating, or they start spacing out. They have trouble sleeping. And according to a sleep disorder study, they found that most of them also had generalized anxiety. And they found that 65 and up were more crippled by the symptoms, but people that were 45 and younger weren't as affected, but it was still they still had really high levels of anxiety that just was all on them throughout their day. I have a little PowerPoint. You can't really see it that well because I have it on a tablet. I'll show it to you kind of, and then I will talk about it. So I have on top the age, and they have a restlessness and on edge. It's 99% of the people in the 65 and above group they feel that, and it's a 95% for the 45 and below. So both of them are pretty standard for where it's at. They have difficulty concentrating. The 45 and below tend to have a harder time concentrating, or they'll space out whenever they're talking to someone because they are just overwhelmed with how much is going on. Irritability is also more commonly with the 45 and below because they are constantly on edge. Let me stop saying on edge. And then also procrastination due to worry is a big major thing that happens with the 45 and below, because they are constantly feeling that there's just so much to do that they just would rather not do any of it. Okay, so my last point, I will include the diagnosis and some treatments that are available to those with generalized anxiety disorder. So, how does one get diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder? Well, if you feel like you might have it, you want to talk to your doctor and ask them, what can you do? Your doctor will try to help you because they don't want you feeling it like bad. So they'll give you questionnaires to fill out. Here's a picture of an example of said questionnaire. You could find them online, or they'll have paper ones for you to fill out at the doctor's office. They would rather you not start immediately on medication, just because medications like that tend to be really addictive, and they have like habit forming. So it's like you have to take them every single day, and if you miss a day, then catastrophic effects can happen, and it's just not good. But it will prescribe like an antidepressant or medications that they would tend to actually give whenever you're about to go into surgery. So they're like really like heavy duty medicine for something that's just going on in your head. So now you know some statistics and some symptoms about how generalized anxiety disorder is treated. But anyone with generalized anxiety disorder has a hurdle that they want to overcome. And now you know what it's all about.